Good morning to you, welcome. You remember yesterday, or today, whenever it was, I made this video regarding this this chappie, Richard Vobes, and talking to this lady about electricity and how it's free. Well, this other guy, who I never watch because he's part of the system and nothing he says is going to be truthful. It's all part of the system. And we all know the system lies and is stacked against you, basically. You can pretty much guarantee everything coming out of his mouth is part of the system. Yeah, some people call him a shill. I have no idea what that means, but it is very much true that I don't watch him. He's called the Black Belt Barrister, and he's made a reaction video to this video that already has 66,000 views at the moment, currently. And he is rebutting everything that's being said. So where they tell you that you can change your meter, you can have your own meter, you can pay for that, you can have it professionally fitted. You don't have to sign up to any of these billing agents. The billing agents don't supply any power. It's National Grid, blah, blah, blah. All of the things that I said over a year ago and has been repeated by this video. The Black Belt Barrister is rebutting it from a legal standpoint. And of course we all know barristers are part of the system. They are part of the maritime law system. So everything coming out of his mouth, going to try and rebut everything which is the truth. And he's going to try and make it so that people believe him rather than you, just because he's a barrister. So here's the video. I'm not going to play it because I'm not really interested in listening to what he has to say, because it's a lie. But you notice that there's a link down below. It was quite amusing that there's a free £50 voucher for joining Octopus Energy. So no doubt he is getting some money for that. Some commission. I did think that was quite amusing. And even this video has 48,000, so there are 48,000 people who've watched this rebuttal and believe it. And why do they believe him? Because he's allegedly a barrister. He knows the law. He knows the law, the maritime law. The maritime law is not common law. But I found it quite amusing that this guy actually pleaded poverty on one of his videos, because he was asked, why do you do YouTube videos? And he said, well, we don't get a lot of money. So I did a quick search, how much do barristers earn? Or how much can they expect to earn? I mean, obviously we're talking about the top 2% here, but they can take over 1 million per year. And there's huge commission, huge fees they get. And of course, if they're a top commercial QC, Queen's Counsel, that means they're doing the High Court and things like that. Basically, you know, you can look at the money that they're getting. That 240 to 500,000, 11%. 150 to 240, 13%. 90 to 100, 22%. 60 to 90, that's 16, so less than that. And then there's 30 to 60, there's 15%. So if you're in the smaller area, if you're in the like the underpaid area, I mean that one there, under 30,000, 11% of barristers. So not many. But you look at the top range here, which is 11% also, 240 to 500,000 per year. So it's not a poorly paid job. I want you to have a look at this video because it does explain about the bar, and barristers have to pass the bar, and it's all maritime law. When the guy is on about being dead, what he's referring to is the straw man. The straw man is a dead entity.
It's an extraordinary story about how governments rule the world, and unless you understand this, you're never going to figure out what's going on. Look at it. When you walk into a courtroom and they call your name, you get up and you put your hand on the gate and you open the gate. The moment you put your hand on the gate, by international law, you of your own volition have opened yourself up to maritime admiralty law, because you were on the law of the land. As long as you don't touch that gate and go through it, you haven't opened the floodgate. Now, once you open the floodgate, there's a piece of wood on top of that gate, and it's called the bar, and you're not licensed to pass the bar. Right. So what you've done is you've opened the floodgate, but you weren't licensed to pass the bar.
So what does that mean?
So that means that you're dead. You are now dead. Once you touch that, you're dead.
Because you're no longer in control of
That's right. You are dead. Well, you're considered to be a dead man. That's why the attorney has to speak for you. He has to represent you.
Why are you dead? Because
you went into the deep water and you died. You drowned.
Because you weren't licensed. Because you weren't.
Right. You were not licensed to pass the bar. And the bar represents a sandbar in the ocean. But the bar is what the attorneys are licensed to pass, but you're not. So the point being is that when you open that gate of your own volition, you are considered by law to be a dead man.
You remember I've spoken to you about the straw man idea, that we were deemed to be, everybody was dead, and they issued birth certificates. Remember, birth being maritime. You have your ship and it births, and your birth canal, and you're born into a life of servitude because you have a birth certificate that you are registered, your ship is registered, and you are then a commodity, and that's your straw man persona. So it's not you. You are a living man or woman. You are living. You are not a dead entity. You are not a straw man. That's another story. That's another video. But please do look up straw man, and you'll find out it's very, very interesting that we've all been hoodwinked. This is what I'm on about with the whole system. It's fraud. The whole thing is fraud, and it all happened a long time ago. And they've been maintaining this fraud to essentially make money from you. And when you get a letter, it says your name in capitals or part capitals. That's your straw man name. Persona is not your. Even the words are wrong. Even I'm saying the words wrong, because persona and human is all part of the system. We do it naturally. We have been brought up that way to think that, oh, we're human. But human, if you look up what that means, and persona, person. A person is unknown. It's a dead entity. So, yes, very interesting. And as I say, I haven't watched the actual entire video, but I know for a fact that he is rebutting everything said in the other video and denying the truth, because there's only one thing that they can do is deny it, because they don't want you to know. Because if everybody knew about this, then I mean it would be earth-shattering. If everybody stopped paying their electric and gas because it's already been paid for, it's free, the whole world would be a different place. And I hear every day people saying, "Oh, I'm struggling to pay my bills. My electric is so high." And I think, if only you knew that you've already paid for it. It's free. It is literally free. And despite what these people, the barrister and everybody else, and all of his followers, and all of them believing what he's saying, I bet none of them have done any research whatsoever, and they just take it on face value because he's a barrister. He should know the law. Yeah, he may well know the law, but the law, as he's saying it, he's not even telling you the proper law. In law, it's perfectly legal in their system, in their whole maritime system. It's perfectly legal for you to have your own meter. Telling people that you can't have your meter and it's illegal and all this business and you have to be signed up to a billing agent is a lie. As I said many times before, the system is a lie. It's fraud. Right, so there we go. I'm going to leave it there. Have a very good day, and I'll catch you later.